don't either, but not since I'm forgiven.
Okay, so, I'm gonna be the asshole tonight. We just got out of Sully. It's better than American Sniper.
Yep. This one didn't actually feel necessarily overrated, unlike American Sniper.
Oh god, that fucking movie. Surprised we didn't get more hate for not liking that movie, actually.
That was a pretty divisive movie, in all fairness.
Fair enough. At least this one's not racist.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something like, I will admit, I softened my stance on a few parts of American Sniper, but I still say that was just...
American Sniper is a bad movie, I don't care. Well-made bad movie.
Yeah. It was technically good, just there were a lot of kinks they could have worked out.
So next one, please, goes to Sully, which is about the American pilot. What year was that?
2009.
Okay, 2009. Who, of course, landed a plane at Hudson, did all that stuff, and this movie just felt really... I don't know, I just didn't... This movie felt like it didn't have much material to work with.
Yeah.
And it fucking shows, because they found every excuse they can get to stretch this thing out to an hour and a half. And to me, it felt stretched out.
It did. I agree with that.
Like, it felt like they were just tearing this fucking thing thin. And it's like, and the problem is, like, the stuff that's there, I didn't even really find that interesting. Except for, like, the court scene at the end, like, the stuff of the actual plane. Other than that, like, I like Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a very charming actor, but he's monotone this entire... And that's not saying it's a bad performance, it's just the character's not very interesting.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point, though. He's supposed to be just like this this everyday guy who just happened to be kind of caught up in a situation like
but
this.
It's like, there's no high emotion or low emotion, it's just steady, ironically, through the entire fucking film. I mean, this is Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is great with emotions, like, even, like, in Captain Phillips, which is the obvious comparison.
Yeah.
And, like, really, Tom Hanks' career at this point just just have, like, an asterisk, and he's like, for the love of God, don't let Tom Hanks captain anything!
Yeah.
Not even be captain of the football team. Just don't let him touch anything.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. Like, I will admit, it was definitely an understated performance. Sometimes it worked, sometimes not so much.
There are a couple scenes I thought, like, okay, there was enough subtlety there. I was like, okay, that was good. But other than that, like, there's no, like... The only reason I like the courtroom scenes, I feel like that was Tom Hanks' charm kind of seeping through the dry material of his character. And I was like, okay, that was like, okay, good, charisma, finally. Yeah. But I was like, he talks like this and he stays like this in every scene he's in. And he takes up a good 90% of the movie. So you have 90% of him talking monotone and fucking Harvey Dent has to carry the charisma.
Yeah. It's like, once again, like I said, I feel like for me, I was fine with it because it's just a normal guy who just wants to get through things.
Which is fine, but again, have a little personality. Make me give a shit, you know? And I felt like, honestly, a lot of the supporting characters that show up and then disappear and like halfway through this movie in the flashback scenes had more personality than Tom Hanks did in this entire movie.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If that's your protagonist, like, just give me something to cling to a little bit. I'm not saying it's a bad performance. Again, I don't think it's a bad performance. I just don't think it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's just like I said. I found it interesting just because, like, it was kind of. I just kind of like the idea of, like, just picking apart this whole guy, just trying to, it's more about the whole question that was kind of surrounding him. I'd say it was just an average guy caught in an extraordinary situation, just wondering whether I made the right call or not.
Well, I mean, like at the same time, we've seen that done, and we've seen it done better. Like, again,
No, I agree with that. And like I said, I'm not saying this is a great movie. I'm saying I found it decent enough.
Yeah. And then there's, like, I'm not saying this is a bad movie either. Like, God knows I've seen worse this year. But for me, it's like, I don't know. And we'll see worse this week. I guarantee it.
Wait, what else is out this week?
Oh, you haven't seen Rotten Tomato?
I remember now.
We have, like, we got The Wild Things, and then When the Bow Breaks, which has a whopping 0% on Rotten Tomato.
Oh my God!
Which means, like, oh my God, I have to see this.
They got a movie worse than Hillary's America?
I have to know.
Which someone was talking about in the movie. Like, the moment I walked, he's like, by the way, I saw Hillary's America. I was like, oh, did you hear about how, like, the Republicans, like, they were the ones who freed the slaves, Democrats, like...
This is public knowledge.
Yeah, I'm just like, no shit, Sherlock. But it doesn't matter, because what matters is what's going on now. And
even then, it's not public. It's not like a secret.
Yeah.
You can look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Which is probably where most of the sources of that movie came from, but that's a whole other thing. Even the part where the Ku Klux Klan member comes up with a hologram and takes one of the presidents away.
And he mentioned that. Like, those are the things the guys are just like, yeah, the KKK, they spawned from like these Democratic people, and just like,
let's talk about what the Republicans have done.
yeah. It's like, yeah, and what are they now?
Neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
Or no, it's a cruel generalization. Yeah. I take that back. I mean, like, Trump supporters, maybe. That's where I'm going with that. Yeah. Trump supporters, I would say, they're on the edge. They're on the edge of being Nazis.
Yeah. Let's get back to the movie, because I'm getting a headache thinking of what the hell they're talking. No!
Aren't you so glad we missed that movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do not like Hillary, but Jesus Christ, people.
Oh, I didn't see it, but I got a long talk about what actually is in it. It was like, oh my god. Scene to be believed. But anyway, back to Sully.
Yes, please, because politics this year just gives me a fucking headache.
Yeah, fair enough. That's why I don't usually talk about them. But anyway, so and then this movie just feels kind of oddly placed, like random flashbacks. Some, again, I felt like there's no reason for this to be here. Yeah. Like, especially with the flashback scenes with Sully, his talk with his father, who looks like Gary Busey.
That was Nick Nolte, actually.
Oh, it was Nick Nolte?
Yeah, and I was like, I thought that was like, is that Gary? That looks a lot like Gary Busey. Oh, it's Nick Nolte, no wonder. The other old crazy guy. We got the three, like, get Gary Busey, Clint Eastwood, and Nick Nolte in a room together. They'll all start talking to chairs. I want to see this.
Gary Busey's like, I love lamp.
No, Gary Busey, he's going to be talking to himself in a seat. Actually, I can't take credit from that. That was actually a joke that happened in one of the Comedy Central roasts. Where it's just like he's on stage, it's just like, yeah. And last but not least, he looks at the seat he was in, you, Gary Busey.
Fucking A.
And I just like,
he's actually done it. Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's like, this is one thing I like about him, is like, he's willing to make fun of himself.
Although apparently, according to the guy who plays Biff, he's a complete asshole.
Biff?
Back to the Future?
Yeah. Were they together in something?
No, but apparently, I don't know if I know they've worked together on something. He hates him. But anyway, I still got that questions on. I'll get to that this one. But anyway, so like, we have these weird scenes that like don't feel like they need to be there because they don't add anything to the movie and they don't really develop Sully's character all that much. So it's like, again, it feels like it's trying to slap on an extra 5 minutes to the movie. Because
this, I will also say, was one of the things I had to laugh at. Was like, this feels like the subtitle for this movie is "I'll call you back."
That's true. There is a lot of that.
Because like most movies, like on a phone call, just like he hangs up. I was like, "I'll call you back. I'll call you back." Yeah, I'm gonna get back to you. Just ignores.
And then again, in kind of very traditional, like patriotic Clint Eastwood style, I feel like nobody talks like fucking humans in this movie, or at least I take it back. A lot of the random people that just show up, or just have like everyone has to list every patriotic detail about what he did in every conversation they have. Like even his wife goes like, of those 155 people that were on that plane, and it's like, hey, you're the person that saved 150 people on that plane. Yeah. And it's like, does everyone need to say all the details in every one of these conversations? Yeah.
I was also fine with that part.
That's a nitpick. I'll admit that's a nitpick, but I did find it a little distracting to me because I feel like it's Clint Eastwood pumping like the patriotic.
I think the reason it didn't bug me as much was because American Sniper.
Yeah, I see. Like
it's like compared to that.
I think that's kind of the problem for me. It's like the reason I had issue was like because American Sniper. I saw him do the same shit in that movie too.
Yeah,
not to the extreme that American Sniper did.
Exactly, and that's why because this was considerably toned down, and I appreciated.
Still,
that.
But I can. It's kind of like when I watch Steven Spielberg nowadays. I can't help but see the Spielbergisms.
BFG,
BFG, or even Lincoln. I like Lincoln, but I can still spot the Spielbergisms, and they still bug me.
Bridge of Spies.
Or Bridge of
Tom
Spies.
Hanks.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks monotone and Spielberg thing.
But he was charming in Bridge of Spies.
Smart ass.
I know, I get your point, but it's like, and that's a good example though. It's like Tom Hanks, even though he's a little more monotone in Bridge of Spies, he was still charming.
Yeah.
And even Captain Phillips, again, ordinary man being thrust in an extraordinary scenario. When he has like the trauma and the shock at the end of the movie, I felt like genuine, like that felt real.
Yeah.
And like I get what they're going for here, the PTSD angle and all this stuff. It's like at the same time, it's like I just didn't find it compelling, and I just didn't really care.
Well, I think it was also, well, for me, I think also the other thing was like there was a double meaning behind that PTSD stuff. Was the whole idea was like that was also, it was a mix of like fears of what could have happened as well as simultaneously trying to justify why he did, because he,
again, fine. I just didn't find it interesting because I didn't find the character compelling enough.
Yeah. And that's I can understand that because like I can said I can agree with you, like it was to many there were a fair amount of points where like I will agree like it was understated to a fault.
Mm-hmm. And like even like the
because like
I wish they cut out the dream sequence too, because again you could have done that without the dream sequences where like I already know the plane's a cartoon. You don't need to show it 20 times to reinforce like, yeah, that's still a cartoon. And I mean, of course I'm not gonna knock it for the use of CGI here because you have to for a movie like this. You're not gonna use models that look like a Godzilla movie. So it's like at the same time it's like, guys, your CGI budget's not great. Stop showing it to me. Like honestly, you want a absolutely terrifying plane crash in all of cinema that I've ever seen, watch Fearless.
Oh, I still want to watch that one.
Like, that movie is a phenomenal movie, and that is, like, honestly, the most terrifying depiction of a plane crash you will ever see. What are you laughing about?
So, it's a Simpsons bit. I'll tell you later. Because there was an episode where, like, Marge, you find out that she's actually just, like, terrified of plane travel, and she has a psychotic breakdown before they take off.
Okay.
And so Homer just brings in like all these movies like, they say, facing your fears might actually be good for you, so I brought in these movies. Fearless, such and such, and Alive.
I don't even know what Alive is.
Alive is the one about a Brazilian, I think it was a Brazilian soccer team that crashed in like the Arctic mountains and had to resort to cannibalism.
Ooh, fun.
It's like, it's a miracle we're all still alive. As long as you're, hey, can you pass me a chunk of co-pilot?
It's like, even like going back to the, like, before they go these flashbacks to kind of introduce, like how the plane crashed, how it all happens. Like, okay, that stuff could be interesting, but it feels the need to inject these these random characters that I know immediately are pointless and are going to make it. Yeah. So it's not like there's any suspense involved.
Yeah.
And add Tarantino-isms into it, where they'll just have random conversations that have nothing to do with anything, that serve no purpose except to say like, hey, these are quirky characters and you should like them immediately, because so that way you have like it's a shameless, it feels like a shameless manipulation tactic. Yeah. And if that I found that extremely distracting to me.
For me, it's like I thought that obviously they're just random people are just trying to give them some sort of development. Like obviously they didn't get super far in, but it's like enough that it's like, okay, they feel diverse. But it just like them. But I understand what you mean.
It kept coming back, and I was like, I've only known you for 5 seconds. I don't care. Like that's like it's kind of when they introduced like the one character in the movie that is gonna die, like Slipknot in Suicide Squad, for example,
or a certain man named Money.
Which one?
Don't Breathe.
Oh, right, yeah. I forgot.
Where they gave so little craps, they showed him getting shot in the trailer.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things, like, I know you're just here to die, therefore, like, unless you really, like, give him a lot of scenes before he dies, chances are I'm not going to give a shit. You might as well put him on a red shirt, like, Enterprise suit. And that's just, like, that's how, like, how much of a crap I'm going to give about you. You're immediately irrelevant to me. Yeah. And it's, again, there's no suspense, because I know you live.
Yeah. And I can understand that, too, because, like, that one did kind of bug me in the beginning. It's like, wait, we're going after... Wait, then...
Maybe they served a larger purpose, or maybe, like, they actually popped up at some other point after the crash happened. Maybe it would matter. No, or, like, even then, like...
They didn't. They're all just, like, regular people. And they're just trying to kind of fill it out. Because, like, it's either that or you have a plane filled with people you don't know at all and give even less shits about.
No, Fearless did that, though. Like, where, like, really it only focuses on how Jeff Bridges does it. It has, like, a transcendental experience because of it, and it's fascinating. It's a fascinating watch.
Yeah.
And then you see the people like come together after the crash happened, and then that's how they connect, and that makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. That's fair enough. But at the same time,
that's what I think. Maybe that's why I find the first. Like, I've seen this done so much better. And that's missing like the actual part where like the planes crashed. I found that stuff to be interesting.
yeah.
Like, honestly, I kind of felt like I wish it kind of took the fearless approach and didn't show the plane, like, actually crash and show the people inside the plane and how they're reacting to it. Like, I'll give you an example, like, of how you can do what the Fearless did without having to really even know any of the characters. There's, like, when the plane's actually crashing down, there's these great scenes where the flight attendants, like, are trying desperately, like, grab everyone's, like, high heels or shoes, like, if someone gets stabbed on impact, and, like, throw them into the bathroom. And when you do that, and the flight attendant closes the door, she turns around, she has this look of just pure fear and terror that she was clearly trying to hide from the other passengers before up to that point. And that moment, you get it. That's all you need. Like, again, it's like moments that you just don't need Tarantinoisms that I know are just there to manipulate me.
Yeah, I can understand your point. Because, like, for me, it's just, like, I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword. Because, like, I think they're trying to go, like, the United 93 approach. It's like,
you know... And you want to talk about that fucking shoehorn 9/11 reference in there? Because that pissed me off.
Actually, I kind of got a laugh out of it. Because, like, that was a little funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Like, in an intentional way? Or, like, fucking really?
Intentional.
That didn't strike me as a joke.
Oh, the bar. It was kind of like, I thought it was kind of funny. The whole thing where it's like, you know, it's good that for once it got some good news in New York, one that involves a plane, no less.
I thought that was, I didn't take that as like an intentional joke. I caught that as we just want to shoot 9/11 in here because we want an Oscar nomination.
Where were you when they built that ladder to heaven?
It's like that fucking Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie we saw, The Walk.
Yeah.
It's like same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Although, granted, the towers are kind of the point of that movie, so I'm going to give that one more of a pass. But this one feels like there was absolutely no reason you need to bring up 9/11 other than just to bring up political bullshit. Or, like, political patriotic bullshit. Again, maybe that's what really bothers me about this movie. Like, it just feels very manipulative, and I don't like it when I feel manipulated while watching a movie. Which I know is, like, the entire point of the medium. But there's a right and wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
It's like it should be driven by actual characters, not just because the movie's trying to drive home a patriotic point.
Yeah.
So I guess
American Sniper.
So I guess I just don't like Clint Eastwood. I guess that's what this is boiling down to.
It's like I'll hardly admit though. It's like for me, it's like this kind of like a 7, I think at best.
I give it a 6.
Yeah.
Like I said, I actually like the court scene.
Yeah.
But again, that's because I can feel like Tom Hanks just influencing just a little, like sneaking a little charm in there.
Yeah.
Or Clint Eastwood can say cut.
Yeah.
And like that stuff I liked. I liked the stuff with the plane crash. I like actually seeing how they deal with that or like the procedure for that.
Yeah.
I did not like how they showed me them do it 3 times. Because like really when they show the entire scene, like
the actual crash itself,
the actual crash itself was like, okay, I only needed to see it once to get the point across.
Yeah.
I did not need to see it 3 times in its entirety.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, admittedly, it's like it was kind of weird because like how they did show before and they was like, now we're gonna listen to the recording. It's like, so it's just done like the fast forward version of that.
Yeah, it was like again, it goes. I just saw all this 20 minutes ago. I didn't need to see it again.
Now, to be fair, for that bit, they didn't exactly show all that stuff in the cockpit, though.
True, but they showed most of it.
It's true.
Like, enough for like I don't need to fill in the extra details here. It's just jargon that I'm not going to really understand anyway.
Yeah, I feel like the better way they could have done this was like just have all this. Oh, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like you're like, it's...
Honestly, they should just show, like, just the crash and then wait to the actual talk towards the end. But again, they threw that in there 3 times because they wanted to pad this shit out.
Because it's like, and understandably, they were trying to show, like, multiple viewpoints of what happened.
Yeah, but the problem is, again, it comes from viewpoints I don't really give a shit about. Like, I couldn't give 2 shits about Alfred, the random flight attendant. like the random flight cleaner man who has 3 scenes, serves no purpose. Like, why are you here? Why are you trying to get nominated? Is that why you got, like, 1 single tear going down the face? And I'm like, fuck off.
Which version is that?
I remember the guy who was like trying to communicate them on the flight, like he was trying to direct them to different airports and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh god,
because that was like that scene was fucking painful.
Yeah,
to me.
I was just like, why the hell are you crying?
Because he's just like, don't go in the water. He's like a super dramatic speech, like, don't go in the water.
I forgot all about that.
No one survives in the river. And he stands up and like he says that with a tear in his eye. One lone goddamn tear rolling down his cheek like no one survives in the water.
Yeah, no, that I wholeheartedly agree with you with.
That was fucking stupid.
I was like, who are you and how long have you known this guy?
And like again, it goes down to like the two sons and the older dad and have their whole thing. And like, oh, he plays golf. We're wacky sons. Let us all play in peace. And please, I know we're entirely prone to this, but we really need to stretch this out. So it's not a 72-minute movie, which is really like, this just feels like a puppet show where I can see all the strains.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, at least they didn't try to stretch this out to 2 like most movies would have done. Or even
like, there is no fucking way you could have stretched this out to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, no fucking way. Now, I know I've been shitting this movie a lot in this review.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a terrible movie. It's not even, I wouldn't even call it a bad movie.
Yeah, it's
just
decent.
Meh. It's meh. Like, I found it more interesting than BFG.
Hell yes.
I liked it more than American Sniper. I liked it more than a lot of movies I've seen this year. But for me, it's like, it could have been more.
You know, it's kind of sad. I think I enjoyed American Sniper more than BFG.
I got more of an emotional reaction of American Sniper than I did BFG. Yeah. I think that's probably more a fair statement.
Yeah.
Because
well, at least then there was actual character development in that movie. It wasn't always good, but there was at least something, and there was at least a plot.
I think it's like for the comparison to American, I'm really going to compare American Sniper to BFG because you know those movies are similar. Both involve foreigners that we hate.
Oh my god!
That the movie wants us to hate. I want to point out that. And one man will take them all down.
Well, yeah, I will say.
Anyway,
yeah.
like just compare, like if we're really gonna compare those two movies, I think like American Sniper, at least I had a reaction. BFG, I was just fucking bored.
Exactly.
But anywho,
granted, with American Sniper, a lot of that was also unintentional laughter or
just fucking really.
Yeah.
Like how like, oh, we actually have one good like Islamic person in this movie. Oh no, he's actually secretly a terrorist. Has a bunch of like rockets in his back. Are you fucking kidding me, Eastwood? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Slightly off topic though. Back to the movie. Would you only want to say props to Leonard, our friend Leonard Zhang. I can't pronounce. Sorry, I never actually heard your last name pronounced.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's watching this right now. It's probably very upset we didn't like them, or I didn't like the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool seeing you on the big screen. It's like, there he is.
I think I felt that way when I saw Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Because I was by myself. I was like, oh, there's Grant.
Yeah.
Trying awkwardly not to look at the camera.
Yeah. Hey, IMDb, can you still put me on there?
Are you not on IMDb?
No.
No.
So I probably gotta say it as like uncredited or something.
Man by elevator with glasses. Credit.
Yeah.
Oscar.
I'm Bill Atkinson, damn it!
Is that your character's name?
Yeah, he was the guy who made the Mac draw on the graphical interface for Mac.
I feel like it sounds like an Abed moment from Community, where he's like for like a 5-second cameo in Cougar Town, he invented a character named Jeff. Who had this big, long, epic life until the camera said cut.
Well, I was playing an actual person though, and like I said, it was the guy's name.
I'm sorry, I have to go on. I'm remembering things wrong. The character name wasn't Jeff, but anyway, you got the point.
Yeah, I know, I get the point.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me, there's another movie you should probably check out then called King of Comedy.
I actually have seen that. That's a documentary, isn't it?
No, it's a Stephen Chow movie.
Oh, I'm thinking something else then.
Yeah. Where basically he's like this movie extra who wants to be like an actual big star.
Oh.
And so he does like all this insane shit for these movies. Like, it's pretty funny. You should check it out if you get the chance.
That's my list.
But I will say this, for the most part, like I said, aside from, oh God, what was that? Crybaby guy. Aside from that, the actress all, the supporting cast.
Don't go in the water.
Yeah, the supporting cast does a pretty damn good job.
Should have been played by Shyamalan. That would at least been interesting.
But yeah, like as we said, Aaron Eckhart, Laura Linney.
It was meant to be. Anyway, sorry.
Let me see who else is in there. Anna Gunn, Mike O'Malley,
Aaron Eckhart.
I mentioned him.
Oh, did you?
He's the second guy I mentioned.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Skylar.
Yeah.
Kind of made me chuckle to myself as she's
Yeah.
like on this committee to judge Sully on his actions. I'm like, are you really want to fucking judge?
Skylar.
Really? Fucking Skylar.
Yeah.
Flip-flop so hard on Walter White so many goddamn times because the writers couldn't figure out what the fuck to do with you.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, the supporting cast, they all did a pretty solid job.
Yeah, I mean, like, the acting's fine. It's just the movie isn't very interesting, and it just feels padded out.
Yeah. I would have been better if they trimmed down, like, maybe 120.
Honestly, you could have done this movie in 72 minutes.
That's an oddly specific number.
Honestly, because I'm thinking of the DC animated movies, that's like the running length for every single one of them. So I'm thinking, like, honestly, you could have made this the length of a standard straight-to-DVD movie. Or Scary Movie 5, your pick. Yeah, I thought I forgot about that one, didn't you?
I did.
Bring those painful memories all the way back.
I was thinking of the one thing that I laughed at, and that was the lesbian euphemisms where the mountain slammed into the mountain. Instead of
Even that was a desperate laugh.
No, that was like the one thing I found legitimately funny.
I think that was the same month that movie 43 came out. Man, that first month was rough. You remember the first movie I ever reviewed was Gangster Squad?
I'm sorry.
Looking back, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I heard it's just kind of
It's a B movie. Yeah. But anyway, so I feel like I said everything I really have to say about Sully.
Yeah, there really isn't much else to say. It's like I said, thankfully this feels kind of like a step up for Clint Eastwood. Granted, that's not saying much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know what, I'll take what I can get.
Sorry, my window's fogging up. I'm meaning to clean this forever.
No worries.
But anyway, you want to just talk about trailers?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Oh, hello, person. Someone has returned to their car. Probably wondering what the hell we're doing. Nah, they don't care. So let's see. We got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. A movie could be fine, but this is an awful trailer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it's like, guys, it's called Show, Don't Tell. Don't tell me all your character motivations and do this, like, behind-the-scene bullshit. It's like, just play a trailer for the goddamn movie. Don't explain to me why I should go see it.
Yeah.
That's like if I went to, like, if I made a movie and go, all right, the plot line is this, the character motivation is that, it's gonna be great, guys, it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. Yeah. Here's a random clip that has no context whatsoever.
It's like, that's the stuff you play in the pre-show before the trailers.
Even then, I don't like pre-shows before trailers either, because when did that fucking start?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with it, because as far as I'm concerned, it's basically like watching BTS on HBO. So it's
honestly, like, the worst one I've ever seen was the one poor Mila Kunis had to do for Bad Moms, because you can tell she's sick as a fucking dog when she recorded it. So her voice is really fucking raspy. I'm like, oh, sweetie, go home. Drink some cough syrup. Seriously, lie down. Like, there's no reason you need to record this today. This could wait. But anyway, that was when I felt like legitimately bad for the person on the screen. It's like, oh, they like held you at gunpoint and made you record this, didn't they? But anyway, so we got that that trailer, and I could, again, the movie could be perfectly fine. I like Eric, what's his name, Redmayne.
Yeah.
He's still the best part of Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah. What was the crack I made about, like, when someone like you shows, like, all, like, put, you know, grabbing all these pictures, went, I create life! And I can put it away.
I'm really gonna watch Jupiter Ascending again. Call Muha over, we're gonna make a night of it. He wants to watch that movie again. He wants to watch the movie again. That, and I still gotta arrange to watch Batman vs Superman, because, yeah.
I'm not joining you for that one.
Fair enough.
It's like, no, I can't sit through that, like, 3 hours?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep an open mind.
Like, I'm sure it's gonna be better, but at the same time, it's just like, no, I can't sit through all that.
Fair enough. And
it's like Marvel can do it in 2:15.
Unless it's Civil War.
Yeah, wasn't that 2:15?
No, that was 2:45.
Really?
It was the longest Marvel movie to date.
I must double check this.
Or maybe not 2:45, but I know it was, like, longer than average.
Yeah, let me see. Civil War. Yeah, it might have been, like, closer to 2.5, possibly. We just watched that movie! Yeah, 2:26.
Okay, so yeah, closer to 2.5 hours. But anyway, so Then you got the trailer for The Accountant, which I want to fucking see that.
Yeah.
Like, the more the trailer, I see people like, yeah, I'm actually 100% down for that.
Yeah.
If only because I want to see how Ben Affleck takes on an autistic character.
Yeah. He's basically autistic Punisher.
He's autistic Batman.
Not with those guns I saw in there.
Well, like, autistic Batman wouldn't have the same morals as Batman, so...
Didn't you just say autistic Batman wouldn't have the same morals as Batman? Morals? There's be morals?
You say it your way, I'll say it my way.
Just like, there are so many things about this thing that's just completely confusing.
Well, you just got... Oh, by the way, Marines, I gotta go to the grocery store, get some more tomatoes.
You say tomato, I say tomato, 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 tomato. And then Jimmy Fallon had to ruin it by walking on stage and laughing.
Of course. Bastard.
He's a great talk show host, he was not good for SNL. Mm-hmm. Next trailer.
Then we got the girl on the train.
That was such a confusing trailer.
That looks like...
I heard great things about the movie. It was like, what the hell is happening?
I don't know. Like, that one looks like fucking murder. Oh, and there's a train. Like, that's what the trailer felt like to me.
For a movie called A Girl on the Train, there's not a lot of girl on said train.
Although there is that one confusing line in the trailer. It's like, I heard when you get hit by a train, your clothes come clean off. It's like, no, your body just turns to dust. That's why. He's like, the clothes don't disappear. There's nothing less to hold them.
Which means they still come off, technically.
Technically. Pink mist. But yeah, that looks... And, who's the girl that plays the lead in that?
Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt. Yeah, I love her. Like, I love Emily Blunt. Like, if Allison Brie didn't get cast as Captain Marvel, honestly, Emily Blunt would have been my second choice.
I was thinking Charlize Theron.
No, I don't see it. I mean, I get what people would, but I don't know. She's not my first choice for Captain Marvel. I can see her as, like, a villain. She'd play a great Enchantress.
Who did we get again? That crappy Suicide Squad movie.
Yo, I'm thinking Marvel Enchantress, not DC Enchantress.
Okay.
Like Thor villain.
Right.
I think that character made a cameo in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but... She does. Okay, yeah. I only started really watching until season... I didn't really start watching until season 2, so, where it got a lot better.
I'd say start with, like, the first half of season 1.
I have seen the first half of season 1.
Or second half, I mean.
Yeah, but...
It's like, that's something to kind of pick up in season 2 as she found its groove.
Yeah. And I still like that show, because it's not great, but I find it entertaining.
Yeah. On that topic, I'm a little mad that the new Ghost Rider doesn't have the appropriate skull.
You're mad about the skull?
A little bit.
It's a skull.
Well, someone was explaining to me the whole differential and the purpose for that thing. Because the whole idea that Robbie Reyes is not a true Ghost Rider. He's not a spirit of vengeance. He is just someone that inhibited those abilities due to some weird thing that happened.
I just say, let it see how it plays out before you get like. Plus, honestly, I'm more pissed off. Like, oh, come on, we couldn't get the motorcycle. Because motorcycle's cool.
Robbie Reyes is supposed to have a lowrider.
I want a motorcycle. goddammit. Like I don't like. They change so much in these things. Like, really, it's like. I'm not going to be picky until I fucking see it.
From what I've seen from the comics, no. Well, they're going pretty accurate with the Robbie Reyes version.
Well, like, because then you can allow it to change in the fucking skull.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm the comic nerd, and I don't give a shit.
I know. That's what I find weird. It's like, I'm guessing you probably haven't been reading much of the new Ghost Rider then. I'm
not a huge Ghost Rider fan. I love the Nicolas Cage movies.
For all the wrong reasons. But...
Damn right.
Yeah. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You have to love for all the wrong reasons.
Goddamn right. Fucking amazing movies. I don't care what anybody says. But no, like, it's... Yeah. Honestly, like, if I was that nitpicky about, like, everything, I would have so many issues that every Marvel movie's ever come out.
Yeah.
Ever.
Understandable.
So it's like one of those things, you gotta learn to, like, pick your battles.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not, like, mad. It's just like, that's disappointing.
It's like, to me, it's like, I'm gonna wait till, like, anything else. Like, I gave Jesse Eisenberg, when Batman vs. Superman was coming out, every chance in the goddamn world to impress me. He failed spectacularly, but I gave him every chance in the goddamn world.
I didn't have to. Because I knew what I was getting.
Well, it's like, I guess I like Jesse Eisenberg. It was a bad role for him.
Sorry, what's that? You never approached Bryan Cranston, who would have been a perfect Lex Luthor? Great job,
I
Zack
still
Snyder.
have my alternate. I'm still holding out hope for my alternate version of the Lex Luthor saga, which I told you that, right?
I can't remember.
It's like
that Papa Luthor comes in.
Like Papa Luthor comes in.
The real Lex Luthor.
The real Lex Luthor, played by Bryan Cranston, comes into his son cells like, "You're such a disappointment." Shoots Jesse Eisenberg in the head and takes over LexCorp. That would be like, okay, everything forgiven for Jesse Eisenberg, whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
I still like the Australia version. That goes, and whatever cartoon Lex Luthor is in.
All right, next trailer.
Just one step away, going. My Woody Woodpecker's a little off today. Then we got Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. Tom Cruise being a badass, I'm down.
Yeah, it's like it was a weird subtitle, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Tom Cruise being a fucking badass.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Same.
Never has 5'6" been seen so dangerous.
I thought he was shorter than that.
Probably.
Because he's a fucking munchkin.
He makes me look tall.
Yeah, that's fair.
For once, I have someone I can look down upon.
You can piss him off and go, "Oh, Tom Cruise, you get that thing from the top shelf. Oh, you can't reach it. Well, let me help you." Here's your cookie, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Let me. Oh wait, I still can't reach it. Yeah.
Then we got.
You want to? How about we just both call a tall person? We'll pretend we're children.
Here I come. I'm kidding about that time. I wish I was. Actually, it was funny when I was working in a warehouse, my first job when I was 16. I worked with these two guys, and they towered over me. Like they were 6'5" or something ridiculous like that. And I was like, I came up to their chest maybe, and we were all going out to lunch one day, and they made the joke like, "Hey, what if we're to be a gay couple and Michael was our adopted son?" Which you thought was pretty funny until we started driving through In-N-Out Burger. I'm sitting in the back seat. And then at one point they get the windows like, "I'll have this and this," and Mikey, what would you like? Dicks.
All in good fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
Next trailer.
There was also another time where the guy, one day he just because we were so mature back then, he just started copying me and everything I would say and do until the other person. Oh, then there's the Pen 15 story. I still can't believe I fell for that. But anyway, comes in and it was like, "Sam, Jeremy's copying me," and then Jeremy goes, "Sam, Jeremy's copying me," and apparently Sam just lost his fucking shit and just instantly understood everything that's been going on for the past 20 minutes. Oh God! And there was a more embarrassing story. I completely forgot about this story until just now. But do you know what Pen 15 is?
No.
Well, apparently it's a club that I was not allowed access into at a certain time, and I became really curious to why. It's like, well, I can let you in, but there's initiation, and I got to write something in your arm. I should have suspected a trap right away. Because the problem is, I didn't believe him for a solid 2 hours. And unfortunately, I had backup, and my other coworker, who, having no context of what we were talking about, comes in, and Jeremy goes, "Hey, you like a Pen 15 club, right?" He goes "Oh yeah, it's a great club," and just walks away. Again, he had no idea what was going on, no idea what my other coworker was planning. He just, without missing a beat, just went along with it. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go through this initiation. So he writes, "I love Pen 15 on my arm." Which, if you literally
I get it. That's why I'm laughing. It's like,
it's a penis joke for those who don't get it.
That reminds me. Did you ever visit the website Pen Island?
I think I kind of stopped paying attention to those things after that, because I kind of start getting wise. I'm like, I kind of wrote my other arm, not falling for that twice.
Yeah. No, I swear to God. No, this is funny. It was like...
Oh, God, where's this going?
Because I'm sure you get what it's spelling out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I showed that to my dad. He's just like, "Wait, what are you typing?" I was like, "Let me finish." And he just laughs his ass off.
What's on Venus Land?
Pen Island.
Is it like an actual island of pens?
Yeah. It's just
That feels kind of almost anticlimactic to me, ironically.
yeah. It's just like that. It's actually it's like welcome to Penn Island, your one-stop shop for all your pen needs.
Well,
And it's just like my dad's just like laughing his ass off. It is like, did not expect that.
whew, all right. Well,
That's how you do good anti-humor.
yeah. Then we got Magnificent Seven, which that could be fun. I kind of liked Equalizer. Equalizer was kind of a guilty pleasure a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be an okay movie.
That's one that I'll walk in there expecting to be at least kind of entertained.
Yeah.
At least have like some fun characters in there.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm like really for that as far as that goes. And then we got another weird fucking documentary style, behind the scenes style trailer for Deepwater Horizon. Which is like, okay, kind of cool to see how some of the shots were done, but why is this the trailer?
I don't know, but not gonna lie, I got some good laughs from the commentary.
Yeah, mostly because of John Malkovich.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sludge. They're talking about a very John Malkovich-y way.
For Mark Wahlberg, it's like you know, it's just gonna be a little fire. We're just gonna put a little fire on it. They're like putting all this gel behind me and over. I'm just like,
This is
not
a
a
bad
good
idea.
idea.
This is not a good idea. But it's kind of like, guys, you realize you're supposed to show footage and get me interested in your movie based on what the movie is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's kind of funny. It's like, you know what? I actually lost interest once I saw Peter Berg directed this.
What has Peter Berg done?
Battleship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if aliens turn out to be the reason this all happens. That might make it worth watching.
Yeah.
Just because, like, that's like Shyamalan-esque twist in
Yeah.
there might make it amazing. The
like-
dinosaurs are coming back. That's the twist. I'm calling it right now. Dinosaur wants their goddamn fossil back.
But yeah, all I know is that, yeah, he did.
Like Indian burial ground for dinosaurs. Give it back what you stole.
No, in the end, it's all gonna be Aquaman. I'm just saying. And it's gonna show how. And
No,
they're gonna connect it into Man of Steel.
No, Aquaman would be fucking pissed if this happened.
Exactly. He'd be the one caught. No, he'd probably be the one destroying it.
No, Aquaman would be furious if he got that much oil in the water.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because remember, like, there's the rumor going around that like it wasn't Man of Steel. He was the one that destroyed that oil rig.
As
And if that's true, then I'm guessing Zack Snyder really did not do his homework.
No, I
Or
doubt,
David S. Goyer.
I doubt that. And I was like, Aquaman would never destroy an oil rig. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not even a big Aquaman aficionado, but even I know that. Because it's just common fucking sense. What happens when you destroy an oil rig? Oil goes everywhere.
It's like when people are mad about like.
Well, I didn't expect that explosion to be hot,
Yeah.
dude. That was really unexpected.
It's like, or kind of like, we don't like your war efforts. We believe in peace, so we're gonna bomb this section.
This was a peaceful protest. I just want us all to be fucking happy, piece of shit.
It's kind of like the whole Gamergate stuff, where just like
God.
we don't.
Do we need to go into Gamergate? Do we really? I don't want those
No.
people looking my way now.
No, I just laugh how basically like it felt like everyone's just exchanging bomb threats at some point. Just like, yeah, you're both assholes.
That's how democracy works.
Yeah. Yeah. I am neither for nor against. I think about both sides are idiots.
I honestly, I think I saw like a video based on the console wars, like Xbox versus PlayStation 4. Shows like people, like gaming characters rowing like a slavery boat in the back. And like they're singing this weird song. I don't remember all the lyrics, but the one that sticks out to me goes, "We don't like ours, we sure hate yours." We fight the console wars. Or
On that
something.
topic, South Park's back on tomorrow.
Oh, is it really?
Yes!
Nice.
Finally, my television viewing will actually have something!
All right, and then, yeah, and that's all the trailers we got. So you got any final thoughts for Sully?
Like I said, it's a decent movie, nothing spectacular, but, you know, for me, it got the job done.
I think I liked it less than you did, but
Yeah.
I have my issues with it. It could just be
Yeah.
I just don't like Clint Eastwood movies, at least newer stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of his older work to really judge on that either.
Oh god, watch Unforgiven if you haven't seen that one.
I'll get around to it.
I have it on Blu-ray, I'll show it to you.
All right, but
That's
anyway.
like, that's probably like one of the best movies ever. It's like just one of the best Westerns ever made.
Okay, cool. I'll check that out. As for later this week, we gotta see it, man. We have to see When the Bow Breaks.
You're paying for that one.
Sure, fine, but we have to see it. I have to know.
I'll hash out my terms, but I'll probably be willing to watch it.
Okay.
Just please come up to Fremont.
I'll see what I can't make any promises, but I'll see what I can do.
On the bright side, if you do, at least we'll have the recliners.
At least there will be that.
And the bar.
I'm listening.
You remember MacGuffins.
I do. I'm also like, how expensive are those beers again?
You won't care.
I might be just like, this fucking movie.
It's like, I find you walking just like stumbling down the aisle.
Like, I just have to know what makes it a 0. I just have to know.
It's like, my God, it's somehow worse than I imagined.
My curiosity is just insanely piqued.
I'm kind of curious now too, actually.
And I haven't read any reviews on it, so I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm dying to find out.
Yeah, if you, well, probably first off, the fact that we have Regina Hall, who's, that one person from Scary Movie trying to be in a serious role.
Oh yeah, I forgot she's in those movies. I don't know. We'll find out. So
yeah.
I'm gonna go home so I can go to bed.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys for watching. See y'all later.
Bye.